Welcome everyone to our presentation on integrated marketing communication strategy. The brand we chose is Nike. I'm going to begin with the introduction of the brand and a small introduction of a recent campaign they did just to see their current objectives and their audience. So Nike is a brand founded in 1964. They are a sports clothing equipment footwear brand. They produce, manufacture, and distribute all their products. They recently introduced a campaign in 2020. It was called You Can't Stop Us. It was a collection of videos that they released on YouTube, and they were supposed to be very inspiring. And the main message was that sports unites us and perseverance on and off court. So as far as the audience is concerned, through these videos, Nike wanted to target all four kinds. They wanted to lure the wandering audience through an inspiring and worldly image of the brand. Hot off the press, people who are buying new gear during pandemic by conveying them that Nike is with them and in times of needs and supporting them right from the start, and Nike knows what they need. They target others customers because Nike acted as a strong competitor and their first commercial was released very early on in the pandemic. They targeted their own customers by reiterating all the things that make Nike a compassionate and caring brand and a brand that they can be proud to be loyal to. We can look at the video that gained the maximum views now.
We're never alone. And that is our strength. Because when we're doubted, we'll play as one. When we're held back, we'll go farther and harder. If we're not taken seriously, we'll prove that wrong. And if we don't fit the sport, we'll change the sport. We know things won't always go our way.
And the world's sporting events are postponed or cancelled.
But whatever it is, we'll find a way. And when things aren't fair, we'll come together for change.
We have a responsibility
to make this world a better place.
And no matter how bad it gets, we will always come back stronger. Because nothing can stop what we can do together.
So after watching this campaign, we can see that it was very touchy, and we see two main desired objectives behind it. The first one, in the principle, is to educate the public, because we think that Nike tried to show our responsibility in our society to take care with our peers in matters of COVID situation, but without letting our health style by the side. So they presented a lot of alternative ways to practice sports in those difficult times. And this is related to the second desired objective, that is open up more options. So they provide some options of another sports that we could practice in COVID situation that is related to the Nike brand. To analyze if the campaign was a success or not, we took some data to analyze it, and we see that in less than 1 year, the campaign has more than 60 million views on YouTube. A market research says that 46% of consumers are likely to purchase Nike products in response to this campaign. And last but not least, the post of Cristiano Ronaldo generated $1.4 million in media impact value, making this Instagram post the top social placement. So we think that despite the principal objective was to educate, it also generated a lot of value to the Nike brand.
To create our marketing campaign, we used the following process. Step number one was data collection, and we decided to use only quantitative data, since now in the actual COVID-19 situation was very difficult to make meetings with people to gather qualitative data. And we don't wanted to spend a lot of time in front of the screen making online interviews, since we already passed a lot of time in front of the screen. So we created Google Forms, which is a tool, yeah, to create surveys. So we decided to pick 15 questions from the Fusion Learn Research Survey. We decided to pick the 15 questions we liked it the most, and then make this survey. So once we had done this survey, we had a lot of data, but we have to convert this data into information. So that's the reason we decided to create a consumer profile that captures lifestyle, personality, education, and attitudes. So the consumer profile is as the following: 60% are male, 40% female. 70% of these people that answer the survey is under 24 years old, and these people likes to consume news and current events. Regarding personality, there is a clear tendency to be close to their ideal self, also to do more exercise and be in good health. Regarding education, these people like to learn through kinesthetic, and knows more about Nike than the average citizen. And besides, likes to know a lot about the brand before buying a product. Regarding attitudes, the sports brands that are more familiar with these people are obviously Nike, which is the leader of the market, but also Adidas and Puma. 70% of them had highlight that they feel the company exciting, and 60% strongly likes the company. Regarding goals, they want to achieve good health levels and good levels of productivity. And needs, there is a need to fulfilling self-esteem. Uh, Also, then we decided to uh, write the most surprising insight, which was kinesthetic learning. Because according to the people who did this survey, they prefer to learn more. They learn more with kinesthetic learning. However, according to the BARC research, it was the least common way of learning, since the most commons were visual or orally. And also, the most frequent finding was that people have a huge love and respect for Nike. And well, this is not a big surprise, since Nike is the brand of great athletes such as Michael Jordan, Carl Lewis, Rafael Nadal, or Cristiano Ronaldo. And finally, we found that the major need of people is having a great relationship with his family, and mostly every people that have answered our question uh, said that.
Okay, so based on the customer's profile that Lisard described us, we were able to identify using the survey uh, customers that feel overwhelmed with the current events around the COVID-19 pandemic. So the sample shows people that care about their health, not only physical, but also mental health, their human relationships. It can be friends, family, or their partners, and their daily habits. But the survey also allows us to see how these aspects are being affected, are being impacted by the pandemic. So due to this, in the next slide, please, due to this, the big idea developed by our team is named Coming Back Stronger. which is an initiative that encourages people to get vaccinated with the aim of getting back the life we remember before the pandemic. We want to create an integrated marketing strategy that motivates people to get rid of the fear of vaccination by showing them the benefits of doing so. Like, for example, families reunited, friends sharing moments, students going back to school, or people going to restaurants and celebrating in bars. So that's what we wanted to evocate. Coming back stronger is an idea we can love because first is logical in the sense that the campaign is correlated with the type of public and the desired objective. I also wanted to remember you that Coming Back Stronger will be the continuation, the sequel of the previous campaign integrated by Nike. So um, we say this idea is logical because it addresses the campaign You Can Stop Us, and it continues the same storytelling around the pandemic. uh, is not one of a kind in the sense that governments are the primary actors to encourage the population to get vaccinated, but it's innovative and it's one of a kind in the sense that the apparel and sports equipment industry hasn't implemented this campaign so far. Okay. So variations on a theme, we can say this campaign concept can be conveyed across multiple channels as the idea around the vaccine can be represented visually and audibly using TV, radio, banners, and social media. And finally, it is emotionally evocative because Coming Back Stronger evokes nostalgia by showing customers how life used to be before the pandemic, and it displays common denominators such as sharing with family and friends, going to social events, and school.
Now I will introduce the part of ideation. In order to execute our big idea of coming back stronger, we have proposed with some creative executions across relevant media, including partnerships, outlandish, revolutionary, traditional media, and social media. In the following parts, we're going to introduce the detailed information for each of the execution and how the shortcomings of these track could be compensated for other integrated into our campaign. First, regarding partnership, we are planning to invite the famous athletes who have already been vaccinated to star in our promotional video. And secondly, in terms of outlandish, we propose to redesign the logo of Nike to integrate the image of Sinraj needle in terms of guerrilla marketing. And the redesign of the illustration of the redesign of the logo would be shown in the next page. And secondly, we will launch the Nike guidebook to indicate all the official places where people could get vaccine with the names of vaccines they offer regarding the content marketing. And we would like to clarify that Nike would not get any partnerships with these vaccine centers to improve the transparency. And regarding the revolutionary, we are planning to innovate the product, the packaging of the product among the 4 Ps to add the elements or patterns related to vaccines and reminder of getting vaccines and keeping social distance. In terms of traditional media, we are going to produce a video to promote our campaign that will be transmitted by television, on the internet, and the official website. And finally, regarding the social media, which is our strongest media through the social networks of the company, such as Instagram, Facebook, etc., in where we will spread the message with the same video transmitted in the traditional media to add text. And here is the illustration of our idea. The first picture shows our logo and slogan of our campaign, Coming Back Stronger. And the second picture is an illustration of what we have mentioned in the previous page, that we combined the elements of Synedrill needle with the logo of Nike.
For the fifth step of the integrated marketing strategy, we had to decide on the timing tactics and a contingency plan. So for the timing tactics, it depends on the distribution dates of the vaccine in each country, and the campaign will be introduced accordingly in each of the countries. The contingency plan that we came up with is to use the same coming back stronger slogan, just in case the vaccine element in coming back stronger doesn't work. We can use it as a way to solve delivery issues that Nike is currently facing. We can partner with popular and fast delivery brands like FedEx to ensure the customers that Nike is doing its best to support them and it's doing its best to bring their products closer to them and faster during the pandemic. This can be related, as I said, to the same slogan with just a different motive, that the pandemic can't prevent or slow us down from practicing sports at home, or more specifically, it cannot prevent Nike from reaching its customers.
So in terms of the net effect, we wanted to measure the success of the partnerships with the famous athletes. We will review the interactions under the promotional videos and posts of the endorsers to see of the attitude towards vaccines and the brand Nike, if it has improved. In terms of outlandish, to test the outlandish of new design of logo and Nike guideline for vaccine, we would ask to the respective audience to give the net promoter score regarding the logo and service to evaluate the satisfaction and collect the feedbacks and comments of the social media post. Revolutionary. To test the effectiveness of the revolutionary, we will ask the prospective audience to give the net promoter score regarding the new packaging to evaluate how the audience understand our intention of the innovation. We will analyze impression rate for the traditional media with the numbers of watchers and collect feedbacks from the traditional media channels and the audience to know the reactions of them about a campaign. In terms of social media, we will review the interactions on the social media channels of related posts that will help us to see the new behaviors that the people have about Nike and the campaign. So for measuring the overall effectiveness of the campaigns, we will do broad market research and interviews review the interactions of the comments and likes on media channels of related posts and promotional videos to see if the prospective audiences willingness to get vaccine and their awareness of Nike's CSR has been improved. So in conclusion, we have created Coming Back Stronger, in where Nike is going to try to approach as much people as possible to reiterate the Sport United campaign and a message of perseverance not only to the sport community. In this campaign, we expect to succeed to communicate a message to educate throughout different athletes with the following topics: taking care of each other, respect the COVID-19 sanitary protocols, encourage the population to get vaccinated, and maintain the healthy lifestyles of everyone. So we also promote the equality throughout important voices in the minority communities and promote alternative physical activities. We created a survey in where we obtained enough data to develop the consumer profile for our campaign. And finally, our integrated marketing campaign will encourage people to get vaccinated so that we can get back to the lifestyle we used to have before the pandemic, with resilience, and decrease the fear of the vaccine by showing the benefits and facts. So thank you for your attention.